my mouth and the meditation of our hearts be always acceptable in thy sight. O Lord, our strength and our Redeemer. Amen. Well, today we begin our second Sunday in Lent. And I first want to congratulate all of you for being here this morning at the right time. I've been in churches where the 11 o'clock service got all the 10 o'clock people, but you were able to figure out the manipulation of your clocks from daylight savings, so we're all gathered here. And it's a delight to be in Edgefield, again, this beautiful town, which I've driven through many times and never stopped much until I joined the churches of the Ridge. And it's also important for us to see that we are in our second Sunday of Lent. And as we go through our Lent disciplines, I know all of you who gave up Beluga caviar and Dom Perignon champagne will survive, but not easily. I congratulate you for making the effort. But as we heard last week, we heard about temptation. And temptation is a certain factor in us keeping our Lent disciplines, whatever they might be, and not just giving something up, but doing something extra. And it's like the comic book character said, I don't mind fleeing from temptation as long as I can leave a forwarding address. And isn't that how we often look at life? We want temptation to be just a little bit on the edges. So like the man who went to the doctor said, I broke my arm in 3 places last week. Doctor, what should I do? Doctor said, I'd keep out of those places if I were you. But we keep going back on the edge of temptation, seeing how close we can come, but avoiding it. And the best way to keep out of those places, the best way is don't leave a forwarding address and don't return the phone call. Avoid temptation. It's going to come anyway. But let's not play with it. Let's avoid it. And how might we do that? Well, it is found in our gospel lesson today. 2 remarkable verses in that gospel lesson that have changed the world and changed Christianity completely. Nicodemus, a leader of the Jews, goes to see Jesus. And he's got to have a question on his mind because Jesus answers it so quickly. And the question must be, what must I do to gain eternal life? I think if you're over the age of 4, you probably asked that question before. And as the older you get in years, maybe you ask it even more. And what does Jesus say to Nicodemus? He says, you must be born, I think this translation said, from the heavens. Now the old RSV, which I grew up with in seminary and used for so many years, said you must be born anew. But I grew up in another denomination. And what did the King James Bible say when it translated this verse? You must be born again. Now that makes a lot of people uncomfortable. That term, born again, born anew, born from the heavens. It used to be used as a litmus test. Somebody come up to you, you're born again. I said, well, I don't know. Well, if you're not a Christian. And that misses what Jesus is saying completely. Because Jesus is not talking about being born in the flesh again. I tell you, I am almost 72 years old. And there are things I'd like to go back in my life and do differently. But I don't want to start all over again. And Nicodemus said to Jesus, I can't be born again. I'm a grown man. It won't work. And Jesus says, you're not listening. We are born anew of the water and the Spirit. He says again, we're born of the flesh and the Spirit. As I told the children, the arms I've got are the ones I was born with, and I hope I'll keep the rest of my life. That's the flesh. We're all living creatures. And if we're living creatures, we have the good and the bad parts of that. That is part of who we are. but we are also spiritual creatures because we are Christians. And we understand the power and promise of the grace of God that can truly transform our lives and change us not just for 1 hour, but forever, and make us heirs and heiresses of life eternal. And that's a remarkable thing. Now, in our earthly bodies, we might live for a long, long time. But as God's spiritual birth comes into us, we can live forever. And that's even a lot longer time. And that's a gift we have. That we are two parts. We're born of the flesh, indeed. We are living creatures. We're born of the Spirit to a new life. And what might that Spirit life help us do in our journey? The life of the flesh and the life of the Spirit. Well, we might have new eyes. I could use a new pair. I'm not going to get them, I don't think. I've got one that doesn't work at all, and the second one, when you wear it by and trifocus, you feel like a duck. You're bobbing up and down all the time. Which way you're going to be able to see. So that's my eyesight, and it's not so well. But that's not the concern of what Jesus is telling us. We are in the flesh, we have eyesight, and thank goodness we have fine doctors that can correct it, and we can see. And the older you get, the more correction it needs many times. That's our eyesight. But what does God give us? He gives us vision. And that's even more important. But to wake up in the morning and look out and see His hand everywhere you go. To see the beauty of His creation and the face of a loved one. To see the pleas of those that are in trouble. To see heartbreak and reach out your hand and try to change it. That's what vision does. It allows us to see the suffering of the world and reach out a hand of compassion and touch someone's shoulder. A bishop is asked once, "Bishop, how do I know when the darkness of night is over and a new day has come?" And the bishop asked 3 seminary students, "Well, you tell me." And one says, "I believe that the new day has come when I can look on the ridge and see an animal and know if it's a dog or a goat." And the bishop said, "No, that's not right." "I believe I can look on the horizon." Another said, "And if I can see a person and be able to tell if it's a man or a woman." The bishop said, "That's not right." And the third student was no better. And then the bishop said, "I can tell you how you know the night is over and the new day has come. When you can look into the face of a stranger and see a friend." Isn't that the new vision we hope for? To look into the face of a stranger and see the face of a friend. The face of Jesus. That's the new day our vision brings us to. And we have no ears. Goodness knows I can use them. In fact, my wife's not here so I can tell this story. We've been having some slight marital problems. Nothing serious, don't get upset about it. We don't communicate like we used to communicate. We talk and laugh all the time, and it's not so much now. And I got a little concerned about this, and I went to a friend who's a doctor, and he said, "Now, Father Renegar, don't get anxious yet. It could be that your wife is becoming hard of hearing." He said, "Try it out in your house. Experiment with it someday." So I did. The other day, she was cooking in the kitchen. I stand at the edge of the kitchen, and I said, "Sweetheart, what are we having for dinner?" Silence. No response, and I know I'm on the right track. So I get a little bit closer and I say, dear, what are we having for dinner tonight? Silence. I've got it figured out. I get even closer and say, sweetheart, what are you cooking? Nothing. So I get right behind her about 6 inches from her. She's busy at the stove. I said, what are we having for dinner? She turned around and smiled and said, I've already told you 3 times. We constantly want his voice. Tell me what to do, tell me where to go. And the problem is he's telling us all the time. We just don't listen. And I've already started looking at hearing aids, I can tell you that. It may take a couple of years, don't want to rush into these things. But you see, when Jesus turns us with the Spirit, we can have our ears open to hear the delightful sounds, the laughter of a child. And I love you from someone this dear to us. The voice of a friend, a singing bird, or as importantly, the pleas of a world that cries out in desperation of pain and suffering we didn't even imagine. Or the voice of a neighbor saying, help me. The voice of a friend in need. Yes, born of the Spirit, we're going to hear perfectly the voice of God. And if we do, we can have a new voice to speak from. We can open our voices to sing a hymn, proclaim his name, to right and injustice, to proclaim the hope of the Christian message to every person we see, in a voice that's strong and jubilant. Now, I don't have the voice I had when I started out as a young clergy some 36 years ago. But I pray to God that I can still speak the promise of the Christian message. That hope and peace and love, inspired by the Holy Spirit, can persevere. In one of my last assignments, I was living in New York City, Manhattan, Midtown. And the motto of the office was, we shall be the ears and eyes and voice of the Anglican Communion and the Archbishop of Canterbury to a world that needs to hear and see. And the rest of the church shall be the legs and the arms and bring the promise of joy out everywhere they may go. And that's how we're going to be born anew, you see. We're going to be born anew because we'll be converted people. I'm not going to be 40 again, but I'll have better vision. I'm not going to be 40 again, but I'll hear better because I'll listen to God's voice and my wife's as well. And I'll speak better because born of the Spirit will make me a better person, and you as well. And the next to last verse of this passage is one we'll not forget. I was raised in a different denomination, but a great emphasis was put on the memorization of Bible verses. And the first one that I memorized was John 11:35. We all did. Can anybody quote John 11:35? You weren't in my class. It was a beautiful message of Jesus wept. And what was the next passage we learned? John 3:16. And we heard it read today. For God so loved the world, you know it well. He gave his only begotten Son, that all that believe in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. There's the answer, Nicodemus. There's the answer, Doug Renegar. There's the answer for you. And I thank God for it. Amen.